Smugglers, highwaymen and murder await the most haunted team in Cornwall. Hello and welcome to Most Haunted. In the past, many travellers would battle against the treacherous Bodmin Moor and come and rest in this week's location. Some of those travellers were cutthroats, smugglers and highwaymen. And it's said that some of the villains and their victims still haunt the Jamaica Inn. Jamaica Inn was erected in 1750 to give shelter to travellers using the turnpike between Launceston and Bodmin. The inn's isolated location made it a popular stop for smugglers. Contraband from France and Ireland would be landed on the Cornish coast, then brought across the moor by pack horse and hidden at the inn until it could be sold on. The inn and its shadowy past were both immortalised in Daphne du Maurier's novel Jamaica Inn, published in 1936. Many people visit this famous inn year in, year out, not just for its smuggling stories, but also its ghost sightings.
We're in one of the most famous coaching inns in the whole of Great Britain, the Jamaica Inn. Here, on Bodmin Moor, in the middle of Cornwall, myths, legends, mysteries, ghosts. This place has got the lot.
This room is supposed to have a very oppressive atmosphere. Many guests have woken up in the middle of the night and fled this room because they've seen the image of a woman and child walk through this wall.
A mother and child spent their last night here at the inn before catching a boat at Falmouth, and of course the boat sank. And there's often a sense of fear and trepidation that's sensed by people spending the night in that room.
My daughter's had room 5, and when we first went in there we were expecting a horrible atmosphere in this room, and there wasn't. It seemed perfectly normal, light and airy, and we thought, is it a bit of a wind-up on the quiet? But later, when it got to night time, the atmosphere changed, and we went in, and near to the bed, there was an icy cold spot, which I felt, and a couple of others had gone in the room first. They'd felt it too, and I thought, no, perhaps I'm imagining it, so I went back outside, and when I came back in, it was still icy cold.
This room has been witness to many strange occurrences, muffled voices, heavily booted footsteps, and the image of a dark man wearing what can only be described as a highwayman's outfit.
On many occasions, a green man has been seen, or shall I say a man wearing a green coat, wearing a tricorn hat sometimes, but often bareheaded. He's been seen by many people, including a couple of solicitors, husband and wife, who were obviously asleep one night. Husband woke up to see a man wearing a green coat standing at the bottom of the bed. The following night, they were woken again, but this time to noises in the courtyard. And they heard horses' hooves, the whinnying of horses, and a coach with metal wheels in the yard. The strange thing was that they noted that the sounds were coming off gravel, and yet the courtyard was cobbled. And of course most people would have thought that coaching inns would have cobbled yards, but this didn't. These cobbles are quite new, and for many, many years it was in fact a gravel yard, so they got that one right.
This is the original bar, and it's said that a young man was lured from here many years ago and murdered on the moor. Since then, his shape has been seen in the corner and leaning against this fireplace. Could it be his ghost that's coming back to the inn to finish his drink? And could it be his ghost that's seen sitting on the wall outside the inn?
There's a man outside. He's been seen frequently, standing by the wall, leaning against the wall. Various theories. Number one, he could have been a sailor. He may have been murdered out there. There's another story that there was a man drinking here in the bar, but he was beckoned outside, never seen again. And they believe that he's buried somewhere out there on Bodmin Moor.
I was out the back locking the cellar up. It was about sort of 11:15, I would have thought, just sort of wintry night. And as I was coming back through, I got the distinct impression that something had walked through me. I basically got force which sort of moved me back.
The staff don't like to come down into what they call the generator room in the daytime, and they absolutely refuse to come here at night. They say that there's a feeling of being constantly watched, and the lights go on and off on their own, and they've all seen a caped figure standing in the corner.
I think something could well happen tonight, but I must be honest with you, I have suggested going out onto the moor, but I'm definitely not going alone.
Recent sightings and paranormal activity have been occurring at the Jamaica Inn on a daily basis. Phil Wyman, our paranormal investigator, had conducted the baseline test prior to the rest of the crew's arrival. All relevant readings had been taken and the trigger objects had been set. With many eyewitness reports at the inn, Phil was hopeful that we might experience something paranormal. Phil, this is a very, very famous place. Do you think the ghost stories have sort of been embellished over the years, or do you think they really are genuine?
Well, that could very well be the case, but due to the fact that there's so many investigations happened here, with loads of evidence being picked up, that I'm willing to dismiss that and say that this place is haunted.
So, where do you think the most active places are here?
Okay, bedroom 4, bedroom 5, and most of all, the courtyard, which I believe has been overlooked quite a lot in previous investigations.
Why do you say that?
It's because the investigative notes that I've read, everybody seems to say we must do the courtyard, we haven't done the courtyard, we didn't get time to do the courtyard, so I think that's an area we should concentrate on.
So hopefully, are you looking forward to a good night? Do you think we're going to catch anything?
I'm very much looking forward to the investigation here, and I'm very hopeful about, of all the places we've done, I've got a really good feeling about this one. It could turn something up that's really interesting.
We had all heard of other paranormal investigations taking place here, with fantastic results. Would we be as lucky? With the arrival of medium Derek Okora, we were ready to begin our investigation at the Jamaica Inn.
Okay, oh, the residual energy in here. Okay. Oh, okay. Now, at times, come on, Sam, give me that imagery. At times, I'm getting, now, what's coming to me, a feeling of disjointedness, a feeling of craftiness, a male whose essence actually comes in here and goes out of here at times, who would cheat people, a hoarder of things, a hoarder.
Did he reside here?
I feel he must have had some very strong links here at some time. Okay, right. I'm getting a big fella. Big one, big shoulders, very strong. And he's a nasty one, this one. I'm seeing kegs, thank you, Sam. And I'm seeing boxes, wooden boxes. And they're all pushed together. And it's because of him. It's because of him. What does that mean? Okay? Yeah, he was most definitely linked with smuggling. I feel, at times, he's got this strange hat on. He wears like a hat.
You say strange hat, what?
Yeah, a funny shape.
Like what?
To me, what I've just been given, it's a hat that you would probably think, looking at, would be worn by a highwayman. Mm-hmm. But he's not a highwayman.
He's a smuggler.
He's a smuggler.
Right.
But he wore this hat. And his garb, he used to cover best part of his body. It wasn't a cape, but it was like a long covering.
Like a cloak?
Like a cloak.
Right.
And he had a couple of those, 2 different colours. Mm. One was black and one was deep green.
This might sound a silly question, but what can you actually see via Sam what he had underneath this cape?
I can't at the moment,
okay.
But I know there was certainly boots, because I feel as if, I've got boots on here as well with the sole. Come on,